I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding outside all day with my natives, and I ain't going unless I fit my native mind. Go out to whoever made this beat. YG did your thing, man. But no disrespect. I ain't no nigga. I am. I'ma ride for my motherfucking natives. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding outside all day with my natives, and I ain't going in unless I'm with my native, my native, my native, my native, my native, my native, my motherfucking native, my 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 motherfucking native. Yeah, I'ma ride, I'ma die, and I'ma do it for my natives. Too different than we're hooping, and I do it for my natives, for my natives. I would dump for my natives, I go out for my natives, for my natives. I do this for my natives, I do this for my people, I do this for my tribe, I do this for myself. I gotta stay alive. My natives know what's up, cause my natives going down. Got my natives all around, from my town to your house. It ain't no problem, we do the damn thing. Closer with my behalf, 59, 50 fitted, all red, everything, and you heard me right. I be swooping and we're hooping all damn night. I do this for my natives, I do this for my natives. You keep on hating, but I'm just demonstrating. I'm just demonstrating the ways I was shown. I was born and bred for the reason all alone. You can leave me alone if you don't want problems. Me and my natives, yeah, we always gotta solve them. Cause every so we can eat and get about the day. I'ma ride, I'ma die, and I'ma do it for my natives. I'ma ride for my motherfucking natives. People like me, I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding outside all day with my natives, and I ain't going in unless I'm with my native, 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 my motherfucking native, my 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 motherfucking native.
I'm gonna go to triggers. On this spot right here. Die.
I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding outside all day with my natives, and I ain't going in unless I'm with my native, 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 my motherfucking native, my 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 motherfucking native.
You fucking kidding me, man? Fuck, man. See what you want about telekinesis and viruses that are sitting out there. I see this shit every fucking day. Things jumping and moving and things.
If you rest the key, die, know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Yeah, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the key, die, know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Yeah, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from.
3, 5, 7s and Mac 11s. You stepping, cock your weapon and stop yelling if you rep 47.
Start yelling.
Got niggas in the front ready.
Coming at you with a razor, yelling danger.
So walk without with me. The Lord will not forgive me for shaking up your kidney. Cause you faking and dizzy. My niggas lippy and shifty, pissy, really iggy, shiggy. We don't give a fuck.
Limpy and shifty.
Trying to kill the city like crack in the 80s. I'm ready to burn the 80s. My dog's infected with rabies. Not even my father can pay me. You niggas is crazy. Fuck a fight and learn what these challenges do. You can be as cuckoo as you want. I'm unbalanced too. Fixing the garden. I'm coming to rattle you. Massacre splatter you. Run you off of your avenue while I laugh at you.
You heard the man in the video? I got mental issues. Yo, you got a lot of problems now, nigga. You fucked with me. Go watch the video. Not now, later. No. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who's watching. Shout out Mr. Officer, Mr. Policeman. Put your head in the trash can in the alley. The Captain O'Malley. Getting shot, getting bobbed like a piece of old rolled by a Dutch mask. Master Blaster, Mad Child, the page, drug cheap bitch. I don't give a fuck. Even the best blood walking. I don't give a fuck if you straight or not.
Get a key, keep it padlocked. Innocent animals, watch your dog, jealous trash talk. We pack blocks, you smoke weed with hair like Sasquatch. Fuck my niggas, dog, your son
Smoke weed with hair like Sasquatch.
Yeah, I crash your planes, spit on the black box. Because he's highly trained on cocaine, higher than that plug.
Oh shit, I didn't count them. Should I count them?
Eclipses, for instance, the same equivalent as a bad nil in the insects. Ridiculous. Most cats are sweet like licorice.
About 25 or 30 in there.
Smoke niggas similar to cigarettes. You dig me yet? Better catch me, burn the ass. I belong to burn the fast. Leave you colder than the Inuit. You rep the team, die.
You colder than the Inuit.
Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Holding your tongue, the bloody north where the soldiers is from. Nigga, rep the team, dying on your set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Holding your tongue, the bloody north where the soldiers is from.
I'm from the city where they keep it gully. I'm hungry niggas rapping out of city niggas, homie. Chanting trees, niggas screaming by the OGs. All we do is hold G's, will you please? You small time like
do is hold G's.
Niggas bleed when they fuck with me. Turn like a track star when they fuck with me. Fuck shots, but I fuck shots, homie.
You think Usain Bolt can run from us?
It's all real in the hood. They call me abs of steel. Beside my abs of steel, I make you feel still in your abs for real. Coke like a gourmet chef, perfection. See my dope flow stack up, erection. That's right. Mention me getting love for hoes.
I know you little niggas think you're smart, but
Lazy sport.
you don't even know how to cook crack. You're trying to be the big bad deal. You don't even know how to cook crack. Custies is laughing at it. I know, because they're out on the corner talking to me.
Big shots, nigga, rep your block.
You're nothing in the dope no more. Well, stop smoking, stupid. Here, try some weed, man.
Big shots, nigga, rep your block.
Where the soldiers is from. Okay, now that's the very end of that list, which means we gotta find something else to listen to.
You ready?
Slow down. Oh, that's perfect.
De bak saffen met mijn zak, kosten centen maandelijkse toeslagen voor iets dat kan niet betalen kan. Tja, dinero para vloes man,
Dinero.
Babylon brandt in de pan van Satan. België, walks like a duck,
Talks like a duck, must be a duck.
so it must be a Thailand. Panama Papers, F35's, premies, mandaten, allemaal zeven. Frauduleuze vis en visserij, op de voedselbank, doodgevroren daklozen in de grote steden. Meer en meer belastingen dan het afschapenplan. Vastgoed, maffia, gemeenteraadsleden. Veel te veel zaken, veel te weinig vetzakken. Veel te veel redenen voor veel te weinig protest. Loop ik met de kutten mee, terwijl ik met de kraan lopen. Kan niet langer verder zo, alles is te duur voor mij. Alles is te duur voor mij. Je merkt het en niet alles is te duur voor mij. Ik ben niet meer genoeg voor mij. Alles is te duur voor
Take
mij.
one out.
Alles is te duur voor mij. Alles is te duur voor mij. Je merkt het en ik ben niet meer genoeg voor mij. Alles is te duur voor mij. Adrenaline door mijn lijf, mag je geld voor de verwarming.
Can't
Dubbel
roll over in a
stress,
circle,
die
like,
rekeningen
what the
waar dat ik op achterloop. Niks
I've got paper that won't fucking fold. Are you serious?
België is te duur geworden.
All
Alles
the
wordt verwaarloosd.
fucking things.
Publieke magistraten, politieke marginalen. Allemaal de schuld van het monetaire systeem. Kreml die praktijken, stijgende stroomvoorzieningsprijs. Er valt hier niks te rapen zolang je de liter niks niet afneemt. Dus kunnen pakken, gele groene bazen pappen. Nooit meer schooien achter stappen, ook klein geld om op de bus te stappen.
Okay, I'd take two up.
De waardes gaan wisselen, ogen omhoog, tand om donc quoi là on se
I guess his name is 20.
Du coup elle est couleur, quelques deux de keyhole. Van de glas spiegelde, slaak mijn eigen letten in. Het komt dat we kwaad worden, iedereen rondom mij let, want alles is te duur voor mij. Alles is te duur voor mij, je merkt het niet, alles is te duur voor mij. Ik weet niet wat het is voor mij, nah, alles is te duur voor mij.
Oh, can y'all see all the red bumps? G19, listen, G19, kill your ass like a whole fucking team of racists with these baseless allegations, murder cases we facing. Those Welcome back to this
one. My nigga, cool up smoking fire shit. Me and my niggas, with this shit with some savages.
We're cutting heads off.
You cutting heads off. You worried if we cut from the same cloth. You was playing Game Boy, niggas was playing Game Gods. Niggas melly rock on your block with a chain on just to get hit up, can't make it. Like Trayvon, just stay calm. Niggas can't get on. It's stove top. Man, like Cragons, turning them heat rays on. They paid on. Get some purchase more. But they only wanted 2 ounces
of purchase for.
You know we only wanted new houses that's on the shore. But my lawyer gotta study evidence in the court. 2-door sport in the court, playing these greasy looks. After every time I shoot, that ski mask turn to a toke. I'm still running that nation of domination for Rook. P89 and the barrel slide is too cute. Hit up in the stone when he tried ducking. Still better than just standing there and trying nothing. Kill them little pups, I'm a G-dog. I have him in the streets playing leapfrog. American muscle over a Tesla. Pulling out the bulldog apart like a Presla. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal. Let me tell you how I feel.
I don't own a lighter, eh?
That shot ate your food like a meal. Hold on, let me get some pimpin'. Fuck you think you're doing that? I pull up in a Buick, blasting this music. You know how we do it. Yeah. Like Montel Jordan and these Jordans. All these bitches are swarming. Still I ignore them. Yeah. Cause all these girls boring. Yeah. Anytime I come through, making girls get abortion. It's Charlie, you know me. Rolling in a Harley with Shorty. I just hope you got the 40. 20 niggas in dark clothing, that's what we learn. Yeah. You should hear the arrogant names these niggas would call. Yeah. And that bitch was on car. Before Asian or Dream, we had a battery dog. Fuck them all, middle fingers for law. Win with the blase blah, hopping out of a car. I was asking her what's up with the top. Passerby's ass police, what's up with the chop?
Hey, get it? Guardrails. You get it? Fuck
you
off
ain't
and
even
get
know the word
fucking
was
nailed.
underway.
I got a bag full of
That's
crop.
when we hit you from a blind side, sitting in the shell and even thinking how the time flies. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. I shot at your food like a meal. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. I shot at your food like a meal.
CN controls neighborhood. Don't fuck around. My niggas know what's good.
They used to talk about all these niggas, they know it's me now. Package get caught supported, that's how we rebound. F14G get brony. AR pays me. Trade parts be the hardest up in these streets now. You best not trespass.
Locks world.
Keep out. We ain't fucking around with the steering if we gon' wheel out. You ain't got the metaphor, nigga, that's when that skill out. Big clock, big shot, knocking all of your teeth out. Right now you know that y'all got heat. They got no parts, but all got beats. Trap music.
What am I not controlling nothing no more? I'm remotely doing nothing, eh? Oh shit.
New York niggas is like, yo.
I'm fucking working with her, and it just are you fucking kidding me? Thank you.
Check 1, 2. City natives in the building. You know. Mic check 1, 2. Alright, let's get it. Yeah. Just play the drums and sample. I hop on the track, don't they kill the stage in every province that I'm at. And don't you dare say my name, I'm probably gonna snap in. Leave your dad pissed like when your mommy's on the rag. I'm a zombie on the beat, walking with a swag, yelling louder than my team. Yo, we got this in the bag like the bomb is sweet I smoke. I promise that it's dope, but if you take a hit, then you're probably gonna choke. Yo, I'm up and I never pass to get a better blast. So tell beats and beat not that they better match. Nah, I'm drinking.
I never passed because I got B19.
Drink, but watch me get hurt like the whole weekend straight. Got so much knowledge, but I won't teach it. So don't give me your advice, cause I don't need it. Got that money in the bank, I'm about mine. Keep my fam close, it's a cold world outside. I had to get some bad habits that I once had. With the mind of fanatic, I'm rapping with a blood set. Smoking till my lungs hurt, high swear real low. Here to stimulate your mind, but I think you know it though. Diabolical style, symbolical child. The product of my environment, the future is now. Surrounded by the real south. Yeah, I know what we all about. Getting money, making these moves. I'm on the right route. Demonstrate, let me demonstrate.
I swear my life is like a bad anime movie.
You ain't heard of it. I levitate minds for a living. I'm no magician now. I take my thoughts to one another.
Less Japanese and more Chinese, you know what I'm saying?
I say it loud, word of my homie Buzz. I'm just an ill child. The enemy is the epitome of realness. I know you feel this. I'm just a boy, Prince.
When it comes to rapping, I'm a motherfucking mastermind. Pack a mask and knife. Time to put these pussy rappers in the afterlife. I get the spasm when I grab the mic. It's the rapping savage Antichrist. The best rapper alive. The best rapper even after I die. From drinking and driving, hanging out in the passenger side. Well, bitches give me gas, I get the pressure my ride. My flow is nutty. I'm cold and hungry. My body is phony. No
Fucking thing going on for fucking weeks on end. Years on end. As soon as I'm online, it runs. Serious?
My flow is better than most. I'm so fed up with both. Let up the go is here forever. I hope you know better than the boat is so veteran, bro. More focused than I've ever been, yo. Let it be known I got the medicine, the redder than your head in the rope. I show no love, it's the funk soul brother, got the flow so good, the fucking hoes no rubber, kill a newborn baby with
Fucking
a stone
hoes no
cold
rubber.
Time for war, tonight we down in hell, grab a knife and fork. Never would have thought that if I slice a whore down the spinal cord to a vagina, chuck a tiny corpse inside the floor, that they would find it. Now I gotta find a ride to the other side of the border. My mind has been out of order since I was not a resorted to doing crimes with the homies. Ever since the day decided to show me. Yo, what's happening? I'm back again, this rapping shit is simple. Grab a pad, a pen, a pencil, rap about the shit you've been through. Get the snapping on an instrumental. Just imagine when you're platinum, all the cash it gets you. It's the last official savage on this planet. Jack can spit the baddest damage. Slap you if you have an issue. Cast the casket past the pistol. Ambulance will have to get you. Promise I'm unstoppable. Flawless. Sock a hippopotamus in the balls with an ostrich. On top of your mom with a soft dick. Not enough from other oxys and Dilaudid's in my pocket. I'm drop kicked in the job for talking the wrong shit.
Nigga, you got these?
Rocking some long johns and sawed off a cockpit. Ready to pop it up at your mom's kids, pops, bitch. Dogs, cousins, aunt, sis. If your uncle want to rumble, put a couple in his cranium.
This is
All
worth
I'm
a lot
saying
of
is I'm
that.
trouble and I play to win. Ain't no
Call
way
it
that you
Crown.
can take
That's
away the
funny,
rage
isn't
of me. So much anger, I'm impatient, going crazy then. I tell myself to stay my lane and play the game of breaking in and taking everything. And I ain't taking shit. I'm waiting for my Mercedes, 180 acres of blunt with a slut that made it. I'm up, but I'm underrated, you motherfuckers. Better run or I'm running over you. I'm fucking gonna make it through.
Whoa, crazy. Whoa, that just happened though.
That just happened. Is there not another track?
Why can't I get moved on, but I still think you. You're still messing with my head no matter what. I still feel the pain from what you put me through. Baby, why can't I get over you? It's been months, I moved on, but I still think you. You're still messing with my head no matter what. I still feel the pain from what you put me through, baby. I did it all for you, gave it all to you. You took your love away to me, bro. I gave my trust to you, gave my love to you, but you pay me. Where did I mess up? Where'd I go? I was losing faith, but I held on. It turns out you pay me all along. Why does it still hurt me that you're gone? You walked away, I knew she was good to you. Wanted to have the cake and eat it too, silly boy, good for you. Karma will come back around. Trusted you, you let me down. While you were loving her, I was loving you. With so much trust in you, what was I to do? I gave my heart to you, gave it all to you, but you play me. I gave all my love to you. Anything you asked for, I came through. It was me and it was you. But was it worth it? But was it worth it? I gave all my love to you. Anything you asked for, I came through. It was me and it was you. But was it worth it? What was it worth it? Why can't I get over you? It's been months, I moved on, but I still think you. You're still messing with my head no matter what. I still feel the pain from what you put me through. Baby, why can't I get over you? It's been months, I moved on, but I still think you. You're still messing with my head no matter what. I still feel the pain from what you put me through, baby.
I remember what I put up next.
This is the least amount of problems we've encountered recording a song so far.
Coming up the wood, I'm a tough motherfucker. Slumming with the sword, I'm a rough motherfucker. They don't wanna catch me at my best, but at my worst. And that's exactly why I gotta put them in the dirt. You should see us go to work. Watch me hit them where it hurts. Watch me fucking hit them first. Watch me put them in a hearse. Drinking blood and quench my thirst. Catch a charge with every verse. This who cheated kinda cursed. FTP across my shirt. Yeah, fuck the population. Fuck your life and occupation. I'ma watch you run away. It look like immigration.
Same grubby sweater since high school. Drugs out the vial, on file, homo screens and vials. Survival of the fittest, I'm a walking pandemic. Try to take on me and do the jogging man with it. What's a champion scene without some sadness up in it? I know the world is ours, I'm just having a minute. Another dead man walking with a casket incentive. It's either a bucket or a habit I'm kicking. Conscience roll caller, is it casting auditions? If you notice I ain't present, it's cause the past isn't finished.
Coming for the throat of anyone that is my enemy. Listen, little bitch, this is not what I pretend to be. Send an army, send your troops, send them in with camo suits. Come and catch me, make me pay. War boy till my dying day. War boy till my dying day. War boy being sealed away. War boy after I decay. I'm a fucking misfit with this fucking wrist slit. Hit you with my fist, bitch. red like Christmas. Death is on my wish list.
The headphones ain't tangled and it's lost. Funk
Gas AirPods,
they ain't listening.
then it's their loss.
No cat, no strings attached, fucking weird flaws. Down drums crash, how we share flaws. Skip the empathy in my epitaph. Epithet, y'all my nemesis. Yeah, I said that with emphasis. Ain't no common ground or no common sense. Fuck your comments, that's the consequence when you on the fence. Killing will, all my head is fair. I can't call them off. I can't call it, dog. Shit,
I can't call them
wrong. Stay lifted and twisted like a fucking polygon. If you
The
feel
truth is nobody is in charge.
See
that?
So don't push no more. When it comes to push and shove, I'll put you through the floor. Someone
means
come and get
this.
some smoke. I swear you'll be the one that choke. When I'm fucking angry,
With a little bit of
I'ma
this.
wipe out all your hope. I'ma smoke your fucking dope. Cut you up like cantaloupe. Send you to the North Pole.
In a
Inside
fucking
an
envelope.
Bloody up my suits again. Demons always play pretend. Cut them up with just a pen. I'm something you can't comprehend. Against me you cannot defend. Pain and fear you can't prevent. I'll make sure you feel suspense. Put you under the cement. Put you in the ground. We're talking down to a nihilist. Taking all these chemicals. I feel like I'm a scientist. Breaking my appliances. Anger with the sciences. Death is what my style is. And evil is my stylist.
how you smoking Percy's and slip jacks on the lighter thief. If you light the green shit, go full circle like a reef. Aviary, mixing Katy Perry, think Jerry, aviary, hello, watch me blow, dead and buried, revolutionary, up in Chicken Berry. The pen should make the paper move,
Almost stationary.
Can't sleep in my bed since you was up in it. Got me fucked up, choosing tough love for the cynic. Basic ass women for a heart that's acidic. How am I supposed to judge if everyone's a critic?
Times is hard, no doubt, different ways to struggle. No strangers to the back of the failure to raise a hustle. Plus what? About $20 for a day's work. Out of luck, I turn a white tee into a gray shirt. Ain't no punk on me, maintain Hollywood respect. One thing, I hate the looking shit. Got the good connect, no strangers in the snipe game. Cheeks taste like cigarettes. From the butts on the ground that I round, used to filter in no sleep devil. Yeah, cracker, that's only dead time. Personified a subway train. I'm the red line from Hollywood to Hershey. What's up, heads down, calling them a person. Call it a conversion. If I only knew a camera crew to follow me in person. No A and E, but wanna see, pay the fee. Get a jar, can't say to me. So angry, I got one, you idiot. I work double shifts, y'all don't see the pain. And that's where the trouble is. Imagining that generation or X stab in the back. Dirty needles, good kids, hurting people on. They can raise me like this. Wipe the hate from my lips. Blood of H in the mix. Drip all the way to my wrist. Yeah, I know what an atheist is. I live forever as a blood stain. My name will exist in this bathroom stall. How I last you all. Push the plunger, catch tags and blast the wall. Ain't no telling where I can go from here. Open clear, I see through the smoke and mirrors. I left harder on purpose to provoke my peers. My life is overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. It's overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. And I don't need to tell y'all at times it's hard. And you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud. Let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Pain behind these bars. Need a minute, put my mind on pause. Hollywood, pull my back, my feet will shine these stars. One hit, one fist, one more time, I'm tossed, spiking my wrist. Crucify me, climb the guy. Hey yo, good times, bad times. Hollywood sign, fat line. Step into the dawn to your flat line. I stick a bit with the chrome with a black nine. Skid roll, no place to call a home. If you lack spine, if you can win, yeah, you can roll. Yeah, that's fine. See these dudes who got their PD rules. I read graffiti like news while I PT cruise. Lit the fuse.
I read graffiti like
news. I lit the fuse, hit the place where I like hitting snooze. I never wanna wake up. Perpetual insomniac. In retrospect, I guess it sounds better when I'm on the track. Need a storm at. I'm the drug lord. I'm in that white room. Rose of black. I do all of that. Hold me back. Let me know though. This the no-dos. Running from imaginary people. No logos. Rip the photos. Hot bars. Your sister photos. Mr. Monkey. Water. Mr. Coco. Sweat confused. He dished the logo. The gray and sunny shit. $60 here in the soul. Too quick. That's the money quick. Stay come with this, yo. When's this guy leaving? I bounced from the telly quick. Now I'm dry heaving. Still got the cash though. Delivers my game. Black gold deliver my pain. My aim don't remember my name. Yeah, the city is straight. train. Cast for all of the stones, sinners remain carved in all of the thrones. No judgment, can't trust my, so I catch a bus ride. 22 stolen my time, but too much pride standing there on Julian. Family reunion, vanity had ruined the new round, reaping two of them. Resolved in the day's work, simple soul sacrifice. No more pain, hurt, feel the soul cast the dice. Burn both ends, I gotta light this candle. I learned from old friends that my life's a gamble. Yeah, cause my life's a, and I don't need to tell y'all that times is hard. And you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud, let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Pain behind these bars, need a minute, put my mind on course. Hollywood, pull my back, graffiti, shine these stores. One hit, one fix, one more time, I toss. Cracking my wrist, crucify me, climb the car. And I don't need to tell y'all that times is hard. And you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud, let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the
What are you doing? Oh dear, nothing's working.
If you rep the team down, know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block.
Oh, you know what I did? Oh, I'm not paying attention, am I? I guess I timed that perfectly, because that's the last song, man.
Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Quick around here, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from.
357s and Mac 11s, keep stepping, cock your weapon and stop yelling if you rep 187. I got niggas in the front ready and ready to split you down the middle just like a buzz, so walk without with me. Is he really iggy shiggy? We don't give a wiggy, but really trying to kill the city like crack in the 80s. I'm ready to burn the 80s.
Every one of you die.
Running over those standing in no way down. Ain't the type to break his brains for the ones that wanna be saved, and I don't wanna be saved. I'm gonna put in work for all my peoples in the dirt, assuring you your death is worth something. And no, it's never gonna slow us down.
So the missionaries are talking to the, I think it's the Inuit, or it could have been anybody, about Jesus and how you have to do this and do that. You won't go to heaven, blah, 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 blah. And the Indian guy, Inuit, whatever, says, so if I didn't know all this, would I still go to hell? And they go, oh, no. And he says, well, why the fuck did you tell me?
With the spirit of a warrior on the front line before was not even blood can stop us now. You better with us if you fuck with us, steady, ready for whatever comes our way. Molotov throne breaking out in flames, burn everything is I can't tame the beast in me. I'm insane, coming for the brain, cause the pain never ceases. Rip them up at night, so till I see them cuts dropping. My motive is explosive to stop the intruders in their tracks, popping off my caddy, staying straight, busting until them bodies dead. It ain't over till I lost his back, and that's a fact. Where you at? In the struggle, baby, stab is on the hustle. I'm gonna grab him by the face and wrap their mouth around my muzzle.
What they doing, what they doing, on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on level, leading some rebels coming around. We ain't used to reshoot until every one of us die. We shoot back, shoot back.
Point, exposed skin cancer. freeze in 10 to 30 minutes. You want to make sure you take off
30 minutes? Are you fucking kidding?
Skin.
The snow, meanwhile, expects
She means freeze solid. You lose the fucking tissue by like 5 minutes.
680 news time, 11:38. Major strike action is being planned for next week as educators continue to battle it out with the Ford government. A one-day province-wide walkout is planned for all 4 major teachers' unions a week from Friday. 680's Mark Douglas has more.
Tomorrow, next Friday. So what's to what?
Your calendars and call your nearest daycare right now. Friday the 21st. We'll see all 4 major Ontario teachers' unions staging a one-day province-wide strike. The announcement was made as well over 1,000 members of EDFO staged a picket line outside the Fairmont Royal York Hotel as the education minister was speaking inside.
They can't meet in a school gymnasium or some shit?
Out here on the picket line, the announcement was made by Joy LaChica, president of the Elementary Teachers of Toronto. I asked her if this is going to erode the goodwill of Ontario's moms and dads.
We know the parents are with us. We have solidarity hands. The parents are set up.
The parents are too fucked up to fucking know the difference. All this shit comes out in hindsight.
About 2 million Ontario students and their parents will be affected. Outside the Royal York Hotel, I'm Mark Douglas.
In 30 seconds, we'll check the prices at the pump.
680 news time, 11:39.
There's an app for finding ghosts and an app that makes you
all you got for us?
There's even an app that lets you...
There's going to be nothing till fucking 50 minutes after or some shit.
We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shooting almost straight to drop of a hat. Among the savage, we gon' blast them till they drop and knock all that in there. You know we'll stand by. We're out here watching the fam die. I'm dumb busted, dumb son on these motherfucking blood sucking vampires. Know your place, they say. But we've embraced the hate and chase away the pain. Now we the rage and say the name to bang on anybody looking for you. Looking now, you made me this. Look around and we push the devil. Murdering baby kids, you in the midst of a war. People are over, pistons swollen, anti-tank missiles hit your cities and leave them listening torn. Don't get more nervous, be poisonous, just like the old days. A whole gang of savages, little kid to die of old age. It's so sacred, this hatred that we was born with. Nurture for the purpose of keeping us on this war shit. Some shaking burners, we angry as the time goes. Shoot them with this look while we power and watch them die slow. What they doing, we hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on devils, even some rebels coming around. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. What they doing, we hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on devils, even some rebels coming around. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. Nigga, we ready to run the war, right now. Instead of this war, we just taking them down to the floor. We bringing this in so raw. We savage down to the core. We've been waiting for this so long, and now we ready like that.
I got this feeling I'm gonna find a dime bag somewhere in my house. It happens every so often.
We taking hostages, taking your government in tail. We taking our heads off just to show you the shit's real. We hold javelins, no for bone shattering, toast and domes battering. Always be so savage shit. We're from the coast and we can power like the storms. Hurricanes running through my veins, coming with no remorse. You better be ready for us. We ready with deadly force. You fucking military, cause we coming to take down force. What? See what they started now. America is the target. They call it the home of the brave. Native, I call it the home of the heartless.
I call them retarded.
What they doing, we hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins. We bleed on devils, even some rebels coming around. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back. What they doing, we hit on these demons, leaving everything in ruins.
What the fuck is that?
Even some rebels coming around. We ain't moving, we shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, shoot back, shoot back.
I ain't smoking that. Brown and gummy looking, but it didn't come off my hands or anywhere else. What the fuck is on my goddamn It's one thing after another. You think I make this shit up? I'm just crazy. No, I get like little crazy all day long in my life sometimes.
You already know what it is. OG
overdose. Cody King and overdose.
There's 100 in a pack.
That's
serving them.
Raise a shot to another fucking year. Light that blunt if you highlight
Enough
air.
concentration in my life, not smoking whatever the fuck is on that
I do
page.
drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs.
It was, because it's not on my fucking hands.
I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. Winner, chicken dinner, I'm gonna eat you up. I'm in the club, I'm gonna have a party, I'm gonna live it up. Take another pill or another shot. Here's another dab, I can never get enough. Need enough so we can last. Yeah, I'm a dirty ass, grimy line story. That's how I keep my motivation out to find logistic cord. That way can be on top of my zone. I don't need to scatter my thoughts when I'm relying lyrical miracles. Everything else to me don't matter. Watch your back. I'm a vicious ass rapper. Fuck the jelly before the peanut butter. Put it back in the cracker, rich slapper. I'm a drug blaster. Always doing what I want. Try and stop me, motherfucker.
Try and stop
me. To another fucking year. Light that blunt if you highlight air. Snort that line if you don't fucking care. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs.
I do everything I want. I do everything I want. I can do anything I want.
I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs.
I'ma fire it up like it's a fresh newbie. No, you silly flamers, not that cheerleading movie. My mind is kinda screwy.
The drugs I'm not doing.
But I don't think that I'm really losing. All of the boozing and shooting has got my mind oozing. These lyrics for you floozies. Don't say you know me. I lost all my homies. They all overdosed. You ain't in my phone beef.
Where they at?
Just ate a gummy. Now everything is floating.
Show you how old this is.
Addies, I must
never
keep
been open.
going.
See the floppy
Gotta
disk?
keep flowing. These drugs take funding.
It's well
Always
come through,
steady
though.
stunting. Yeah,
See that shit?
fucking
I don't know what I'm talking about.
To another fucking year. Light that blunt if you highlight air. Snort that line if you don't fucking care. I don't. I do
Nurses study drugs. Pharmacists study drugs. Doctors don't study drugs.
I can do anything I want. We can do
I've studied more drugs than your doctor.
drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs. Yeah, we do. I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs.
Cody King and overdose. Ain't no little pump, bitch. Did a fat ringer while Cody's doing bumps.
Hey.
All day, hit the ground running. Couple beats and bitch, you know we steady buzzing.
Yeah, I can do anything I want.
Drugs
I can do
take
anything I want.
funding.
I can do anything I want. 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 I do drugs, I do drugs, I do drugs.
I got you beat. I got you niggas beat. I do. I got you niggas beat. I do. Okay, so I know you used to sell $3 rocks, right? Okay, so back then, $3 American was $5 Canadian. And I got you beat. I got you so beat. Yo, just for example, my uncle took a job at half his wage down in fucking California one time, but the beer was half price. He figured, what fucking difference did it make? He's working cash under the table, working vacation, you know. So $3 rocks, $5 Canadian, right? We're selling $2 joints up here, bitch. What are you paying for an ounce? 5 and change American? Oh, that's so dry, nigga. So dry. Why don't you grow your own or something? Hook up with the right niggas. I got you beat. $2 fucking splits. You can't beat that. No, it's not a fucking cannon. What do you expect for $2? You have 5 of them for $10. What's wrong with you?
I'm riding around the city with a stick of sticky icky, no complaining, speeding, rushing, blowing dro. I'm running out of time, I got that money on my mind, and I'm too hot to switch, I mix it with the dope. I see these bitches stacking, man, these wannabe rappers talking shit, gee, I better take a note. On the come up, steady rising, some of y'all be steady hiding, I'm colliding, slipping, sliding to your hoe. Low key, no piano, These rappers frontin' like they Lucky Luciano, but they don't know that I'm a goddamn bad man. And when you see me, best believe I rate in black, that's Batman. I turn y'all into ghosts, eat them like Pac-Man. No games for you up in trash cans, no shame. You want blow, that's no way. That cocaine got your nose red like strawberries from show dice.
No, that's the coronavirus up in my nose.
Chill deeper for real creep on your Dane. That heat leave you with no sleep and no brain. Then you awake with no sneaks and no chain.
Circle bot. Yeah, so the Laker Ice is $2. The large, is it extra large? They call it large. The 20, the Venti. They tricked me into asking for a 20 every time I go to Starbucks in a foreign language. I didn't realize. Can I please have another 20? I didn't realize I was acting like a crackhead. The coffee, $2. The beer, $2. You're gonna grab 2 beers, right? Beer's $2. Coffee, $2. Fucking joints, $2. You might be lucky and grab. What else was there? 2 more. You might be lucky to grab yourself a bus token for $2 off somebody. $2. They invented this $2 coin for us. 96. What am I talking about? $96 sign. What? The 375 million $2 coins minted in 96. I still count those things every fucking day almost, man. You know, I mean, there's days I don't fuck with money, but I'm saying, you know, it's the same coins going round and round in a circle. $2. The Americans don't have a $2 coin. Your $1 coin's only $1 up here. Oh yeah, the cigarettes. The cigarettes you get about 20 for $2 too, if you know the right thing. So there's your $10. Beer, cigarettes, weed, bus trip, the coffee. It's your day. Can't do that where you live, can you?
But still dealing with some slow days. What can I say? That's just what it is, dog. But I gotta get that money for my next of kin, dog.
That's the only catch. You gotta pay for your own funeral. That's the only catch.
Complaining, speeding, rushing, blowing trouble. I'm running out of time. I got that money in my mind, and I'm too hot to switch and mix it with the dough. I see these bitches slacking, man. These wannabe rappers talking shit. Gee, I better take a note. On the come, I'm steady rising. Some of y'all be steady hiding. I'm colliding, slipping, sliding to your home. Nigga, we some hooligans. This is for my haters. Yeah, we got the greatest flow. You know that medicine. You know we got that medical. Baby, let's go. Nigga, we some hooligans. Baby, let's go. This is for my haters. Yeah, we got the greatest flow. You know that medicine. You know we got that medical. Baby, let's go. Nigga, we some hooligans. Baby, let's go. Nigga, we some hooligans. That's why I haters. Yeah, we got that greatest flow. You know that medicine, you know that shit is medical. Yo, what's some hooligans? Boy, these rappers be tripping. Shit used to be cold, now cooking in the kitchen. Right slash sunny, listing lane switching, steady dipping. I'm not here to play. I've been walking through hell. I'm not here to stay. You asking what I'm burning? Smoking Mumbai, and who are they? A bunch of haters with nothing so good to say. OC, MTL.
This is for my old
boy. We bringing so much smoke, the streets catching all the fog. I ain't a pro, this my job.
There we go, red dots all over the damn place. I was trying to find them earlier, I couldn't find them. Arms are clear. See the whiteness there, man? They give me a disease, bleach my skin whiter. They got sick of me running around undercover nigger, so they fucking got me marked out with white stripes all over the fucking place. I got brown patches and white stripes all over the fucking place. Now they can see me coming. All this talk about, oh, it can't be racism because you look white. Fuck you, they know what the fuck I am. They know what the fuck I am.
I be smoking on that killer that be that hydro. Blood famous nigga, yeah, you know we getting high, yo. Smoking on that purple cause I don't fuck with that lean, though.
Don't fuck with that lean.
Like my name is Zod. Superman flying high like I'm in the fucking clouds. Red and black on my back, rolling pin straight up at the pack. I'm a O's of Cheerios. Get some silly
Honey's Nut Cheerios.
You know we play the win. Hit the pot, I'm smoking in these bitches, they some extra shit. Stuck a dicky fucking bitch, I gotta hit the block at 6. I gotta chop, he need a fix. Only 8 call letters 6. Gliding through the products quick, pussy niggas talking shit. I ain't telling lies, hope. F1, yeah, that's my click. Name key up next bitch. Haters on that trolling shit. I can never get with it, next time we taking nothing quick. This is for my haters though. Yeah, we got the greatest flow. Sipping on that medicine, you know we got that medical. Ready to nigga with some hooligans. Nigga with some hooligans. That is for my haters though. Yeah, we got that greatest flow. Sipping on that medicine, you know that shit is medical. Ready black, y'all with some hooligans. Ready black, y'all with some hooligans.
Oh fuck.
This one's for the ravers. Don't care, still bear under blazers. Got pushed by the acres. Dudes in the middle of the streets playing poker. We wild and we wild. We don't mind sirens, looking at them like they are just an audience. Shout out to all of my dudes who be hustling, bagging them dimes. They're getting curved off, bitches getting curved off. She want the carved off, fucking she goes off. I'm about to bring the rain to the south side. We racing, I ain't trying to go inside. We are away from the thing to the right side. We outside, like the rain to the south side. Attention all white boys, attention all white kids. People who smoke bombs that don't really like this. It's amazing, we racing on the left.
Holy fucking the thing for playing. Fucking I gotta record this shit or something. I gotta fucking record what's happening on my fucking screen. I swear this shit is fucking retarded. I'm supposed to believe it's me and my shit that's not working right.
Extreme Weather Center for all the latest updates on the storm and how to stay safe. Road conditions, school cancellations, and the latest weather updates. What you need to know, the 680 News Extreme Weather Center has you covered. Brought to you by Air Transat, Vacation is Calling, and Subaru, Confidence in Motion. Exclusively on 680 News at 680news.com.
Police in Hamilton have issued an arrest warrant for a 20-year-old man in connection with the shooting of a 7-year-old boy last month. 20-year-old Jaden Pitter is wanted on a dozen charges, including careless use of a firearm and aggravated assault. He's accused of shooting into a home January 23rd, injuring a 7-year-old boy who was inside.
You're leaving out some shit here.
Investigators say the gunfire came from the backyard and the suspect took off in a waiting car. The child is out of the hospital, but police say he faces a long road to recovery.
The parents endangered this child.
Dangerous. His photo can be seen at 680news.com.
I don't give a fuck what he looks like.
This is 680 News.
Hi, I'm Maureen Holloway. This time of year, we're lucky if we see a little sunshine. Sometimes we can't even see
the road. Don't feel bad for the kid either. Under the age of 10 or 12 or so, they're fucking property of their parents. So the fucking dad or mom's a crackhead. There's nothing I can do about that. I know what they did. They either ripped someone off or snitched on somebody.
Up to $8,000 on other select models. It's time to Toyota.
You get told every fucking day, don't fuck around. The police will tell you not to do these things.
So, Valentine's Day.
You have a kid, stupid. Sure, everybody knows where you live. What the fuck are you doing? You did something to get that done to you.
You mean well done?
Okay, yeah. And creamy mashed potatoes.
How about scallop?
Yeah, but we...
Oh, and a wedge salad.
Not Caesar?
You're lucky they didn't firebomb the goddamn house.
Oh, and...
What?
You got the chocolates and flowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, he was aiming for the kid. The kid
and everything you need to please your sweetheart at Loblaws.
Terry Nguyen did the same fucking thing. Terry Nguyen did the same thing at the steakhouse. How you think his girl got shot? He didn't. And he had a gun but didn't use it. And he didn't have keys to his own house and all this other shit. And everybody else that got hurt by the glass because they keep using untempered glass at these restaurants. Go to the UK, you can't do that there. Hit somebody with a glass in the UK, nothing happens.
Closing out at an
do it here, you get shards of glass in your face.
TSX now up 4.5% for
That's
the
our
2020.
fault. That's our fault. You got cut by the restaurant's glasses.
Today, a record at 29,551. Mike Curie with TD Bank says investors are buying in the face of some difficult headlines.
We had coronavirus, we had impeachment, we had all the Iran issues. Nothing seems to be stopping it. What's going on? The Democratic Party seems to be a little bit in disarray right now. That seems to be guiding the market to thinking Trump's a shoe-in September. What's the market like? So it's going to keep going until it stops, as they say.
And those along the TSX are loving it because
like the crack business did, right? 10 years ago, all the money fell out of it.
Right?
No, this will go on forever, right?
Look at Toronto, it's even more impressive. When you figure the energy sector is down 8-9% year to date, and we're still really keeping pace with New York. So the other ones are really pulling their weight.
That's a good point. We actually had the price of oil up more than $1 today, about $51. S&P 500, it rose 21 points today to a record. The NASDAQ up 87. Winners on Wall Street included Nike, Walgreens, Caterpillar, and Apple, all of which were up more than 2%. Earnings in from the Canadian Insurance Group after the closing bell. Manulife, Canada's biggest insurer, reported core earnings that missed the mark a little bit amid declining sales in Japan. Manulife was 73 cents per share. Sun Life reporting earnings per share of $1.34.
Insurance is a
Price for gold at $1,571 US dollars the ounce, and the Canadian dollar at 75.46 cents US. Top stories are next on 680 News.
There's winter, and then there's Winterra. Winterra doesn't just bring rain, but freezing rain. Not just sweet, but the slushiest of sweet. And most of all, Winterra brings snow days, which means you have to take the kids into work. No! Make it stop! Bring on winter in a Subaru. Hurry in for great rates from 0.99% at your Ontario Subaru dealer.
This year's hottest term, JOMO, joy of missing out. It's like FOMO, but for people who love their beds, because there ain't no party like a pajama party, am I right?
Right. It's your last chance to head to Sleep Country's year-end model sale. Sleep better with amazing prices on select brand new beds in 2019 styles, colors, and fabrics, and our sleep experts will match you to your best sleep. Plus, get a Hot Buy Sealy.
This is mine. I would never hurt you with this because your blood would get on my knife. That would just be not cool. I need some piece of scrap metal or a brick or something. I'm always getting accused of these things that make no sense.
For IASecurities.ca. At IA Securities, advisors don't just build the wealth of their clients, they invest in a relationship of trust. Visit IASecurities.ca.
Taking a look at Oakville, +1 overcast, up in Richmond Hill, 0 and overcast, and in downtown Toronto, 2 degrees and overcast. 680 News Time, midnight.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, bad weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Scott Burnett and Caitlin Lee.
Good morning. This is Thursday, February 13th.
Good morning. Here's what's making news this hour.
Amidst the spike in new coronavirus cases in China, 3 senior officials in Hubei province, the epicenter of the outbreak, have been fired and replaced.
A funeral for a
They don't fire anybody in China, you moron.
Alongside her father's in a conservation area in Milton Sunday night will be held later today.
As if strike action couldn't be ramped up any further, all 4 major teachers' unions here in Ontario will be holding a one-day province-wide strike next week.
More winter weather on the way with snow starting later this morning. Your forecast coming up in seconds.
The Raptors dropped their last game before the All-Star break, and David Pasternak takes the lead for the Rocket Richard. Sports at 15.
After a big shakeup, eyes are on second quarter results from Aurora Cannabis today. More earnings and U.S. economic data is on the way as Bay and Wall Street prepare to begin trading at all-time highs.
680 News Time, 12:01.
Now, traffic weather together on the ones. There's the first traffic report of the morning. Craig Gear.
And it's not a good one on the westbound 401 right now. This report brought to you by Home Show, Home Improvement Edition. So we have some extensive bridge work happening at the Brock Street Bridge through Whippy on the westbound 401 this morning. So traffic has been stopped approaching this bridge so they can do some work. And these are going to be rolling closures throughout the morning. MTO says they'll be doing this all week, and these closures will last about 15 to 20 minutes minutes at a time before they'll let you through. So if you want to try an alternate, a good one right now is westbound 401. Get off at Thixon, head down to Victoria, and then over to Brock Street where you can rejoin the westbound 401. We also have the consumers ramp to the westbound 401 closed, so heads up there. And then also the West 401 ramp to Brock Street, that's been shut down. Not much going on the eastbound 401. We have the left lane blocked as you approach the Brock Street overpass, but that's about it. Traffic is flowing. Northbound 404 ramp to Shepherd, that's closed. Eastbound Dixie ramp to the eastbound QEW, that's closed as well. Eastbound QE ramp to the 427, doing some road work here, and that's blocked too. Eastbound Highway 7 ramp to the South 427 closed this morning as well. Starting to get some delays through the construction eastbound QEW east of Dixie. The two right lanes are blocked, and that's why the East Dixie ramp to the East QE is closed, and also the ramp to the 427. So every once in a while you can expect some delays through this stretch of the eastbound QEW east of Dixie over to the 427 because you just have the single left lane that is open for you. The GTA Home and Reno Show has renovated, so don't miss the new home show, Home Improvement Edition, February 14th to 17th at the International Center in Mississauga, presented by RE/MAX. Your next report is at 12:11, and with the forecast, here's Adam Stiles.
Temperatures tonight down to -2. It's going to feel like -7 in the morning, and it's already going to be snowing for that morning.
-2.
It's at least some extra time. 3 to 6 centimeters through the day. Blowing snow is going to be an issue through the afternoon. Could still pick up another couple of centimeters with a gusty northeast wind. Temperatures up to 1 degree, but falling to -4, wind chill -12 by the drive home. Tonight, we're down to a low of -2 degrees.
The drive home. Everybody drives
home. Right now in downtown Toronto, 2 degrees and overcast feels like -2. At Pearson, 0 feels like -5 and overcast. 680 news time, 12:04.
A big jump in cases of coronavirus in the epicenter of the outbreak earlier on Wednesday. It comes after a decrease in the number of those getting sick.
And now the most senior official in the
increase comes after a
province
decrease.
appears to have lost his job. Multiple outlets reporting the party's secretary has been removed from his position in the middle of this crisis and replaced by Shanghai's former mayor. 680's Phil Martino has the latest developments.
The latest numbers out of China show there have been 242 new coronavirus deaths and nearly 15,000 new cases of the illness. Things were looking up when 2,015 new cases were reported Tuesday. That was a second straight daily decline. The Director General of the World Health Organization.
For 48 hours, they didn't tell you about new cases. You thought things were better. But we already know they're not reporting like 90% of the cases.
The coronavirus has been resolved and the individual is no longer infected. There are 6 confirmed cases in Canada, 2 in Ontario, and 4 in BC. In your region,
the word is no longer
Dr.
contagious.
Karim Kurji says they've been very lucky with not a single confirmed case, although they have investigated a large number of suspected cases.
One of these days, I imagine we will have somebody who will test positive.
I'm Phil Martino.
680 News Time, 12:05. A man has died after being hit by a truck at a warehouse near Warden in the 401. It happened around 6:30 Wednesday evening. Constable David Hopkinson with Toronto Police says he was pronounced dead at the scene after being pinned by a tractor trailer.
Although we continue to gather evidence, this is a Ministry of Labor investigation, one that we'll assist in, but it is, they're the primary agency for contact on this.
No word yet on the victim's identity.
680 News Time, 12:05. A funeral for Kira Kagan, a 4-year-old girl who lost her life when she and her father went hiking in Milton.
This moron let the kid go on the last visit, knowing that the father knew it was the last visit.
Remember the little girl? It's taking place at Benjamin's, located at 2401 Steeles Avenue West in Toronto. A GoFundMe page has been set up on Kira's behalf, with all the proceeds going to a cause family believes would have been important to Kira.
All 4 major teachers' unions here in Ontario are planning a one-day walkout a week from Friday. 680's Mark Douglas spoke to teachers who were picketing on Wednesday outside the Royal York Hotel.
A 2,000-member-strong ETFO picket line outside the Royal York Hotel was already full of energy. But their spirit became all the more intense when it was announced that all 4 major teachers' unions will stage a simultaneous one-day strike next Friday, the 21st. The president of the the elementary teachers of Toronto, Joy LaChica, broke the news to the rank and file.
All of the
4
board
weeks.
are aligned.
7, 14, 21,
We
28.
are going to be doing a math ticket together. And
If you front quarter ounces to your buddies, you base it on paid on Friday this year. 7, 14, 21, 28. You should remember this month.
And to tell the government that we won't back down.
Looking at the strike on the 21st by the numbers, it will include nearly 200,000 teachers and
I hope you
education
get hit by a
workers
car like
across
my people
72
keep getting hit
school
by cars,
boards,
bitch.
affecting nearly 5,000 schools and almost 2 million Ontario
Guardrails,
students.
get it?
Union leadership
Guardrails.
remains confident they will not lose the support of parents. On Front Street, I'm Mark Douglas.
680 News Time, 12:07. Meantime, the Education Minister dealt with hecklers Wednesday during a speaking engagement at the Canadian Club.
Education Minister Stephen Lecce sitting up on stage, taking part in a fireside chat in front of the Canadian Club. One of the first things he did is respond to the fact all the teachers in this province are collectively walking off the job on February 21st. He was heckled as he gave his answer.
I think it's an irresponsible choice. And my hope is, should there be present, is to hear the message that there is an option, a viable mechanism, an independent mediator that can help us drive the parties to an outcome that is defensible for all students in this province.
That interruption came from ETFO President Sam Hammond.
Extremely difficult to sit in that room, especially when he's talking about e-learning and talking about we need a private mediator when we have a mediator and so on.
At the Royal York, I'm Omen Qureshi.
You know how much trouble you get in school
The
if you
Toronto
speak
Raptors won a
while
lot of
someone else
games
is
over the last
speaking?
month, setting records along the
Oh,
way.
but we're adults. We can do what we want.
590 the fans
Do
show
what
the
we
reports
say and all we
everyone
do, right?
loses eventually.
All good things must come to an end as the Raptors
Where are
learned
all the
tonight.
black teachers?
Coming into tonight's game, the Raptors were riding a franchise record 15-game win streak. It was also a Canadian sports franchise record, by the way, but in the end, that was put to a halt by the Nets at Barclays Center in Brooklyn as the Raptors fall 101-91 and are now 40-15 on the season. Serge Ibaka led the way with 28 points and 9 rebounds after missing the previous game with the flu. Kyle Lowry had a triple-double with 12 points, 12 assists, and 11 rebounds, while Fred VanVleet added 22 points. No games now until February 21st, but you'll still see some Raptors in action this weekend. Lowry, Pascal Siakam, and the Nick Nurse-led coaching staff will be seen with Team Giannis at the All-Star Game in Chicago. For Sportsnet 590 The Fan, I'm Show Ali.
This new segment was brought to you by Aaron Park Toyota. Coming up in 30 seconds, we'll see if gas took a turn at midnight.
680 News Time, 12:09.
This is
680 News.
Aaron Park.
Hi, Joanna. In what way is Aaron Park Toyota superior to other dealerships?
Their relationship building quality. They follow through, they're honest, and at the end of the day, you want to go back because it's like talking to one of your friends. They made me feel special, and that's all anyone wants in life is to feel special.
Isn't that true?
Aaron
What are you talking
Time
about?
to Toyota. Get 4.99% finance rates up to 60 months on 2020 Highlanders, all with Toyota Safety Sense.
You know how many times I've heard the primary reason people join a gang is a sense of belonging.
680 News gas.
White cops, teachers, and social workers always telling me this. Where the fuck did you hear that? I never heard the word sense of belonging in my fucking life till I heard it from those
In 60 seconds, traffic and weather.
This is 680 News.
There's a reason you look people in the eyes when you shake their hand. A reason you don't like being late for meetings and hate missing deadlines. It's why you put your customers first and pick your partners wisely. Because you know, in business, reputation is everything. Trust your reputation to FedEx.
Reference groups, exploration into conformity and deviation of adolescence. Muzaffar Sheriff and Carolyn W. Sheriff. This is about how to pretend to be, like how to infiltrate groups of youth. I swear to God, this is real. How to infiltrate groups of youth and influence them and shit. This thing's full. This motherfucker's got so many stories about these kids, right? Now, I don't know whatever happened to these kids. I never heard their side of things. What is this? Copyright? What is this, from the 90s, maybe? 2000s, the 80s? 1964. This is how fucking white people do things. And don't give me the sheriff name means this or means that. They're fucking caucasoid too, right? We'll get into. We don't have to get into that right now. That whole book, I swear to God, this is like study material for these fucking social workers and caseworkers. How to infiltrate a group. Because kids are so stupid that these little games you play to deceive them are going to work. So 40, 50, 60 years later, we're still using the same fucking, we're still putting up with the same idiot white people coming into our neighborhoods trying these little games like the doctor with the lollipop I keep pointing out.
Here, have a candy. Oh, well, my parents first thing told me, don't take candy from strangers. You know, do you want to ride somewhere? No. From the age of 8, I've had these motherfuckers in my life and making things up. Like fucking, I've had big brothers and children's aid workers and shit. Like fucking, for some reason, I gotta go somewhere alone with this old white motherfucker every fucking week or something. I don't even fucking remember exactly. And go driving around with him to parks and shit. Like, what the fuck is this shit? The intercom rings. It's the guy. I put my shoes on and go downstairs. He don't say nothing to me, nothing. I'm getting yelled at later because, now you have to understand, my mom's in the position where she thinks she's going to get in trouble and lose me or something if she doesn't go along with all this shit. She's yelling at me because this motherfucking idiot comes up with how I took 45 minutes to get ready and come down or some shit. You know, like what, he had to have a 45-minute gap alibi in his day or some shit? This is the shit I'm talking about, eh? Sheriff and Sheriff, reference groups, 1964. Get it? Read it. I'm not even going to try and tell you all this shit. Basing their work, here, I'll just read it. Reference groups is probably the most complete, systematic description and analysis available of the social and psychological dynamics of American adolescents in their natural social habitats. It's literally got how to go hang out at basketball courts and shit and make friends with these kids, like just randomly. Basing their work on a series of studies using a participant observer technique. I don't know what that means. The author, because these guys are like, so participant dash observer, not slash dash, like hyphen, like you're a participant and an observer. No, you're not. You can't. This Schrodinger's cat. You can't be both. The authors compare several types of informal teenage groups that range from affluent pre-collegiate fraternities to working class friendship cliques. Not just friends, the kids in the ghetto. Like they're going after poor kids here, right? There's no mention of any fucking. That's the first. I guess I never read the back of the book. I don't usually. That's the first mention I heard of this from affluent pre-collegiate fraternities. That's not in the book. I read the fucking book.
To the show that you really have to start styling it, and she runs a lot at home.
3-year-old Siebel will now be retired from show life, and eventually she'll pop out some pops. Jason Nathanson. ABC.
Eventually she'll pop out some pups because you just own it. You own it, so they belong to you, right?
And only Hyundai can save us now. But let us study the heated
I guess I timed that bad.
steering wheels. Fully promote Stardust. Don't fear, Winter.
And the other thing is, this book, this whole concept runs on the assumption that you just automatically, because you're 18 or 19 or some shit and managed to get through high school, you automatically know things about humanity and social studies and shit. Like you just know about like these kids, like they've got all these opinions and judgments on these kids, and it's like based on what? Like you had your way paid through life to the point where you think you can sneak up on a wild animal. And you got all these opinions on us. A sense of belonging. You grow up next door to somebody and it's a sense of belonging. Oh, you sold a bit of weed because your mom didn't have no grocery money. It was a sense of belonging. The fuck are you fucking white people talking about? Get the fuck out of my neighborhood with this bullshit. And stop telling me I'm white. I've never had a black person or an Indian tell me I'm white. Or a Chinaman or an Arab or a Hindu. Anybody. I've never had any of those people tell me I'm white. Never. They never tell me I'm white. They all come from places where they know. People come from all different mixes of colors and shit. Somehow here in North America, most multicultural city in the world, 200 fucking, they're not all countries, parts of the world, fucking all mixing and breeding here for over like what, 150 years easily. But somebody that looks like me is strange. Are you fucking serious? I got a doppelganger and there's no way he's got the same DNA as me. But you people never seen that shit before? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking homo shit, man. Homozygous, homogenous. Get the fuck out of here. And like, it's to the point. Let's not get censored off YouTube here. Actually, this is legal in Canada. It's to the point when after the cops took my shit, okay, people hooked me up with different things. One of them's a cigarette tin. Why is there a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, half-naked chick on the cigarette tin? He says he's got 5 more different ones at home with no picture on them, but he gave me this one. So he let me know he gave me this one on purpose. What the fuck is with you white people wanting to like keep it in the family? Like, I don't understand that. Every white girl I know wants to kill her mother and fuck her father. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Advance in Rotterdam as Vasek Pospisil upsets #1 seed Daniil Medvedev, while Felix
Shout out the main triad Crips in the Rolling 200 neighborhoods.
Over Grigor Dimitrov. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime.
Rotterdam shipping more soy sauce than Vietnam or Japan. Or China, wherever the fuck this shit comes from.
You could win cash.
Details at 680news.com. Let's do some F-150 math. 6, the number of engines you can choose from. 3,270. That's how many pounds of payload F-150 can carry. 13,200. That's how many pounds of anything it can tow. 0. That's the purchase finance rate you get for 60 months on.
So in the back of the truck it's called payload, but in the trailer it could be anything. Really? The fuck?
Get the truck that's built for you. Visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
Ford, you know it's better than that. We're not fucking
is as
stupid.
easy as not going to the gym. In fact, it's probably
Don't
even easier,
use the same ad
because
agency
instead
as
of that guilty
Dodge. I can
feeling
tell
you
that's
get
what you
when you
did.
skip leg day, you get the bliss of knowing you'll
GM,
always have
one of
enough
the
fare
two.
wherever you go. Presto, tap on. This ad is only 15 seconds long. 2-hour TTC transfers with your Presto card are 480 times longer. So if this ad feels like it goes on forever, just think of how long you'll have to get all your errands done with just one fare. Presto, tap on.
680 News Time, 12:18. Retail giant Target is apologizing after a clothing mix-up for U.S. college mascot onesies.
Target missed the mark big time for 2 Big Ten university football rivals. The retail chain, headquartered in Minneapolis, stocked maroon onesies with Minnesota Badgers printed on the front. Problem is, the University of Minnesota mascot is the Gophers. The Badgers belong to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. A Gophers fan spotted the mistake while shopping and posted a photo on Twitter. Target apologized, saying in a statement, "Color us red. The onesies are gone, but the battle between the Gophers and the Badgers lives on." Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
I can't believe it.
VIA Rail says all departures on the Montreal, Toronto, and Toronto-Ottawa routes will stay canceled until the end of the day on Friday. Protesters have been blockading rail traffic near Belleville since Thursday night in solidarity with opponents of the Coastal GasLink pipeline project in BC. Meantime, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe says blockades affecting CN rail lines across the country are threatening jobs and the economy.
When it comes to blocking,
So's
I realize
coronavirus.
really what you were trying to do is hamstring the Canadian economy.
He says Canada needs access to ports to ship goods to markets. A mayoral candidate in London, England, has an unusual request for voters.
Please have me to stay.
Independent candidate Rory Stewart wants to be London's next mayor and really wants to get close to his constituents by spending a night at their homes.
The way that mayors get to know their cities is by literally walking through every one of the 32 boroughs and staying in their houses. That's what I found staying with Lorraine and Ewan last week. It's what I found a couple of weeks ago. Staying with a young man in Streatham. So please have me to stay with your family or just in your home.
He says by spending the night, he can learn about their concerns and ideas.
Promise to bring a sleeping bag and a box of chocolates.
He hasn't mentioned whether he snores. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and your extended forecast. 680 News Time, 12:20.
Gloomy, chilly winds and overcast skies. Ugh, that sounds fun. Take a break from dreary and get into the warmth of Ripley's Aquarium of Canada. You'll enjoy more colors, shapes, and sizes under one roof than you could possibly imagine. From Rainbow Reef to Canadian waters and Dangerous Lagoon, there's a world just waiting for you to explore. So when the weather tempts you to stay inside, explore an underwater world in the heart of downtown Toronto. Tickets at Ripley'sAquariumofCanada.com.
Some live to ski, others ski to live. Introducing Bluemont, a Blue Mountain chalet living on 60-foot executive lots. Steps from the mountain. A lifetime of memories awaits you and your family. Chalets from $890,000. For more information or directions to our sales office, visit Fremont.com.
680 News Time, 12:21. Type of traffic and weather together on the ones. Tell them what they want to hear, Craig here.
This report is brought to you by Serpa Motorsports.
Here's a thought, Scott. If you're on the westbound Gardner, as you approach the 427, all lanes are going to be closed. They're going to want to force you onto the 427. And
argue with them.
And
Don't cooperate.
Toronto Transportation. Not sure if this is going to be kind of like what they're doing on the westbound 401, where they shut all lanes for 15, 20 minutes at a time. So this is a headache on the westbound Gardner approaching the 427. So a good alternate, or at least one of them that I'm looking at many people taking, is to take Sherway Gardens to Evans Avenue over to the West Mall, and then you can jump back on to the westbound QEW and continue your journey that way. There are plenty of other ways to do this, to get back onto the westbound QEW to get around this closure, but that's just one of them. So yeah, rolling closures you can expect on the westbound 401 this morning as you approach the Brock Street Bridge through Whitby. All lanes are going to be closing every once in a while. Traffic is moving right now, but we are seeing delays through this construction zone. When they do shut it down, you'll want to get off at Dixon, head south to Victoria over to Brock Street, and then you can rejoin the westbound 401. We have the Consumers ramp to the west 401 shut down this morning, and the ramp to Brock Street off the west 401 is closed as well. Northbound 404 ramp to Shepherd has been shut down for some overnight construction. We have the eastbound Dixie ramp to the eastbound QEW closed. The East Kiwi ramp to the 427 is also blocked off too. Serpa Motorsports, Yonge Street, Aurora, featuring fine Suzuki products, full model lineup, snowmobiles, Wayrunners, ATVs, motorcycles, and more. Call Serpa Motorsports today. Your next report is at 12:31 with the forecast. Here's Adam Stiles.
Couple of snow showers into the early morning hours. A coating of snow for the morning rush. Looks like daytime highs hit 0, and then snow showers continue. It's all said and done, we'll end up with about 2 to 5 centimeters across the GTA. Falling temperatures through the afternoon down to -5. Winds out of the northwest. Fairly breezy up to 50 kilometers per hour today. Down to -17, feeling like -25 tomorrow morning. Sunshine to wrap up the work week. A high of -9. That could be the coldest day we've seen this winter. It'll still feel like -15 in the afternoon. Saturday morning, temperatures are down to -11. It'll be a partly cloudy sky, high -1 in the forecast. As we get into Sunday, a few scattered flurries, +2, the daytime high. Today, we're heading up to a high temperature of 0, falling temperatures and snow showers through the day.
Right now in downtown Toronto, overcast and 2 degrees, similar conditions at Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 12:24.
All banks are the same.
Then stop banking.
Right. And do what with my money?
Try Duca instead.
What?
Duca Credit Union. It's better than banking.
That's what they all say.
But does your bank give you no-fee checking accounts?
I like no fees.
Plus high interest rates on savings and investments?
I like high interest.
And low mortgage rates.
I love
That's not 100 years, it's 143. I can't get the Royal Canadian Mint lying about the RCMP. I can't get away from this shit.
Do more, be more, achieve more.
In order to sell me a coin commemorating something that didn't fucking happen. Are you fucking serious? I can't believe this shit. Let's be on Craigslist or something right now. You're getting more truthful shit.
This is 680news.com. This news segment brought to you by Area Rug Shop. As of next Tuesday, if you visit Toronto City Hall, you'll have to go through a metal detector. For the last year, the city has been using the added visitor screening for anyone entering the council chamber, but now it's being moved to the front doors. It's the same setup as most sporting events or concerts.
But not the world's largest underground parking garage underneath that bitch.
And expands the secure space to the full building. Screening is not necessary, though, for visitors to the information desk, the library, washrooms, or the restaurant at City Hall. A longtime columnist and
that's all inside City Hall. So where the fuck are you going to put these metal detectors? I don't know if you know. That's all a big open area. How the fuck are you putting metal detectors in?
Any topic that was thrown at her.
She was such a great friend, a wonderful employee, and I got to tell you, as far as I was concerned, she was Canada's greatest journalist of this era.
No argument here. Blatchford had worked for Toronto's 4 major daily newspapers throughout her sprawling career. She was 68. 680 News Time, 12:25.
I can't find a rug I love anywhere.
She's exactly that generation I'm talking about. They're all at the age we should have died 15 years ago, 20 years ago, but they fucking keep sucking the money out of medicine and fucking pension.
Where's Area Rug Shop?
They have showrooms.
Make me live forever. I don't care about my great-great-grandkids.
Just shop at arearugshop.ca.
Fuck 'em.
Their annual sale is on right now. Buy one, get one half price, all February long.
Well, 2 rugs are definitely better than 1. Visit arearugshop.ca and discover what your home has been missing.
A wise man once said, to treat your body like a temple,
But what did he say about the temple you call home? Just like your body, only the best will do for your home. And Appliance Canada brings you premium and ultra-premium brands with the quality and craftsmanship you'd expect from the top names. Sub-Zero,
I need top of the line.
Thermador, Miele, Gaggenau,
We have
Aston,
that.
and more. Backed
We
by
have
highly
better
trained
than that.
associates
The
eager
fuck
to
you talking about?
upgrade
Topper
with
of the
Appliance
line? Like,
Canada. Find a showroom in
ultra
Toronto,
premium.
Vaughan, or Mississauga at appliancecanada.com.
That's like pre-board. That's like pre-boarding. Premium. Premier means first. Yeah, fuck.
Analysts say the Canadian pop producer is expected to reveal a loss of about $1 billion due to goodwill and asset impairment charges that it disclosed amid a big shakeup. As its CEO stepped down, the company announced a 500-employee layoff, capital expenditure reductions of roughly $100 million, where restructuring.
Good, you're gonna suck money out of EI
Some
too.
are hoping Aurora's
Your
conference
cannabis
call
business
will
is
include
sucking
plans
money
for
out of
forging ahead
EI too.
despite all
Good.
this, as well as its forecast for the remainder of the fiscal year. On base, shares of Aurora Cannabis
And
dropped
you all
by
paid into
6.3%.
CPP, but you won't see
in
that money
option
anytime
trading.
soon.
The TSX was higher for a third day in a row, locking in a fresh record closing high, up by
All these old
55
people
points,
right now are getting that money.
17,832.
You think they
On
hold
Wall
it
Street,
for
another round
you
of
and give it
record
to you
closing
later.
highs
No,
for
they
all
give
three
it to the people
benchmarks.
today.
Dow rose
Or
275
they
points,
say they don't, but
29,551.
they did it that
A
way
three-day
forever.
rally for the S&P and NASDAQ. NASDAQ gained 87 points, 9,725. S&P higher by 21 points, 3,379. Now time for the Express Gold Refining XAU.ca gold price update. It rose about 50, finishing at 1,571. Oil higher by 2.5%, closing at 51.17 a barrel. Canadian crude index gained 3.8% to finish about $35 a barrel. Canadian dollar higher by 21/100ths of a cent, closing at 75.47
$35
cents
American.
US.
Okay, so
Economists are on the
75
lookout for the
cents.
U.S. Consumer Price
15 is
Index for
20.
January, and
Wonder
earnings
if
are
it's
expected from
40.
Agnico Eagle Mines, Bombardier,
47
Canadian
Canadian.
Tire, Kraft Heinz, and PepsiCo. With more on what we're watching today, here's Bloomberg's Larry Kofsky.
Boeing says airlines in Southeast Asia will need 4,500 new planes in the next 20 years. Business that could be worth over $700 billion.
But they only want used ones.
Alive and well, despite increased scrutiny in the Me Too era. The Society for Human Resource Management says a quarter of the workers it surveyed have had an affair with a colleague. 1 in 4 say they dated a boss. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Radio.
Oh, a quarter dated a colleague. 1 in 4 dated the boss. Can someone convert a quarter to a fourth so I understand, like the equivalent ratio? In my head, it's somewhere around 25%, but I'm not sure. You're not dating the boss. You're sucking dick for a job. Admit it, and you'll fucking be happier. Trust me.
Quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
There we go.
Also accepting boats, motorcycles, RVs, and truck donations. My favorite part of winter is the blinding snow and the treacherous road conditions. It's so much fun. Invigorating even. I feel so alive.
Said no one ever.
Try to get that last
Be
paper out.
winter ready
Don't want
with
to
the
come up.
Toyota RAV4. With 10 different models to choose from, now's the time to Toyota. Lease the 2020 RAV4 all-wheel drive LE for as low as $103 weekly at 5.49% APR for 48 months with $0 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer for details. Some conditions apply.
Protégez votre papier. There's no S. Papier, paper, not papers.
Overcast and 2 degrees for Kate
Protecting
Moran,
your
Scott Burnett.
papers.
Have a wonderful morning.
Protège votre papier. Singular. Paper, paper. We're not talking about rolling papers, bro.
Good morning. This is Thursday, February 13th.
That's the cross in the back of my skull, too.
And I'm
Right?
Tim
I got a
Chapman.
cross in the
Here's
back
what's
of my
making
skull.
news this hour.
Ontario health officials will be providing an update on the coronavirus this morning as cases in China continue to spike.
You'll want to pack on the layers today. Environment Canada's warning of frigid temperatures.
The latest information on strike action as Ontario teachers continue bargaining talks with the province.
An open funeral service will be held today for the 4-year-old girl found dead at a conservation park in Milton.
This is where we all feel
Raptors win streak
bad.
comes to an end in Brooklyn, and David
And then
Pasternak pops
why?
3 to
Question
leapfrog
nobody
Matthews and
has the
Ovechkin
answer
from the
to.
Rockets.
Why?
Sports 45.
Investors are expected to look over earnings and a dividend hike from Cisco Systems today. Bombardier,
His
Aurora
mommy
Cannabis,
was
among
more
others, are
afraid
getting
of a
ready to
private
report,
nonprofit
with markets set to
agency
begin
than
trading
God,
at
is what it
all-time
was.
highs.
680 News Time, 12:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Good morning, Frank here.
Hey, good morning, Eden and Tim. This report brought to you by the 2020 Canadian International Auto Show. So some problems on the westbound Gardner as you approach the 427, trying to get onto that westbound QEW. As you come up to the 427, they've shut all the lanes down, so they're going to try to force you onto the 427. But that's not where you want to go, or maybe it is. But if you don't, one alternate is
they want you to go this way. I'm telling you to go the other
and then
way.
over to Evans, and then to the West Mall, and then you can rejoin the westbound QEW. The southbound 427 ramp to the QEW is closed according to traffic spotters. The signs say that the ramp from the south 427 to the Gardner is closed, but apparently that's wrong according to traffic spotters. So heads up if you're on the westbound Gardner.
The goddamn signs are well, I swear.
It's going to get a little squirrely. If you can find your way over to
Keeley or whatever, there's
or
another
heading
road.
towards
You drive down that for 15 fucking minutes. There's another road, it's a dirt road. And you hit an intersection. T intersection. The sign.
But that's what's going on
Says
this
Welland.
morning on the westbound 401. Kind of the
Go
same
right,
deal. We
I'm
have
telling
all
you.
lanes
Because I
open
went
as
in
you
the
approach
circle
Broad
3
Street.
fucking times. And I
The
said,
MTO
fuck it, let's see
saying
what's up
that
this
you
road.
just be
I
prepared
ended up
for
in
them to
Welland.
close the highway for 15 to 20 minute stretches to do some bridge work at Brock Street. But I am seeing traffic flowing, so we're in good shape through this construction zone for the time being. It's the 2020 Canadian International Auto Show presented by the Toronto Star and Wheels.ca. Transformative Times, February 14th to 23rd at the Metro Toronto
The
Convention
irony is I had
Center.
a fucked up iPhone in the car with me. I could have used the GPS on it if it wasn't fucked up.
Partly cloudy to start, increasing cloud cover through the day. Wind chill value between
I know that's
-5
irony.
and -9. A high of +1 by the afternoon. Winds will be out of the southwest, about 20 to 35 kilometers per
It's
hour.
32.
Some snow expected overnight tonight that could impact tomorrow morning's commute. Today, it's a high temperature of +1.
Right now downtown, 2 degrees and overcast. Over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions and 0. 680 News Time, 12:33.
This morning, Ontario health officials will be at Queen's Park for an update on the new coronavirus, now called COVID-19.
No, it was
In
called
China, multiple
2019
news outlets say the
NCOV.
party security in Hubei, which is the most
That's
senior
what it was
official in the
called
province,
by the
has been
scientists.
removed and
The
replaced without
WHO is not
reason.
The news
scientists.
comes as
They're a
new
political
figures out of
fucking
China show a
organization.
spike in the number of new cases, despite a steady decline
Like an
over the last 2
association.
days.
It's nothing.
680's Phil Martino reports.
There have been 242 new coronavirus deaths reported in mainland China and close to 15,000 new cases of the illness. Health officials had reported a decrease in the numbers for 2 straight days, prompting the Director General of the World Health
A
Organization to
decrease
warn
in
it
the
was still
amount
too
of
early
the
to say if
increase.
this
Like
was the beginning of the end.
W. Bush's decrease in the increase in the rate of carbon
Here at home, the
emissions.
number of coronavirus cases
The
has gone from
fucked up
7
part
down
about
to
that was
6.
irony.
A case
His plan
reported
worked
in
better than
London
the
on
Paris
January
Accord.
31st has been resolved. York Region's Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Karim Kurji, says he expects we will see more here.
Almost definitely so. In York Region, we have been very lucky. We haven't had a single case. However, we've been through a large numbers of so-called persons under investigation.
I'm Phil Martino.
So-called persons
Meantime,
under
Japan's
investigation. You're
health
so-called
ministry says
because you're not
44 more people on the
investigating
quarantine
shit.
ship
You're not
have
fucking
tested
caught.
positive for COVID-19. Since the ship returned to the Yokohama port last week, 218 people have been infected with the virus. Health Minister says that 5 patients now in hospital have severe symptoms and are either on artificial respirators or under intensive care.
Because there is no treatment.
12:35. More snow is expected to grace your morning commute with frigid temperatures later tonight.
Everybody's
680
applauding the
meteorologist Adam
Chinese for
Stiles
firing
says the
these guys.
snowfall shouldn't
When
last
they're
too
saying
long.
A few snow showers, just a dusting of snow for the
Everybody's-
morning commute, and then another couple of
everybody's applauding the
centimeters coming
Chinese
our
for
way
firing
here
these
from
officials
mid-morning
when they're
into
saying whoever doesn't
midday,
come in
just a
for
moderate
treatment
snowfall.
is
So
going to be fucking
just enough that I want to give you caution that there could be some
Communist
delays to the
Party,
morning
let's say.
commute drive
fucking-
to the winter
There is no
conditions.
treatment.
There will be some roads that don't have much in the way of snow on them, but just again, take your time, get to where you need to be.
like cops giving me medical advice. Oh, well, they didn't get into any of your open wounds, so you're fine. About the blood in my face? I said, buddy, my face is covered in open wounds. What the fuck are you talking about?
Weather forecast every 10 minutes on the ones.
Oh, well, if it didn't, I'm okay. You're not a
It's
fucking
another
doctor.
day
I
of
didn't ask you
strike
for medical
action for
advice,
many
you
school
moron.
boards across the province today. Elementary school students
I know they
from
lost the
York
footage.
Region and
I
Hamilton
know
will
they
be
lost the
staying
footage.
home.
We're going to
Yale
confirm that
students from
soon.
kindergarten to grade 12 will all be out of class today as well. For the first time, all school boards part of the AEFO will have a one-day strike action
You know
today
I
as
did something
well.
about that,
And a
though.
province-wide strike has been announced.
680 News Time at 12. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's calling on some people in BC who are fighting the construction of a natural gas pipeline through their territory.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he's concerned with the standoffs taking place across the country, and he's been following the developments while on his week-long trip through Africa. Trudeau notes he respects the fundamental right to peaceful protest.
We're also a country of the rule of law, and we need to make sure those laws...
The law says you didn't pay for the land, stupid. The law says your government that you represent as what we would call cheap in your fucking language.
Minister Chrystia Freeland from entering City Hall for a meeting with the mayor. She says she's okay.
It's party to a treaty, which is a contract that you did not pay up your part.
This is the first time that people have touched me physically.
The feds have expressed concerns about the economic impact of the rail blockades, but note the pipeline in question and the court injunctions against protesters are provincial matters. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
This is 680 News at 12:37.
You saw this go out, right?
A man has died after being hit by a truck.
But native cigarettes burn down houses and burst into flames, right? They don't. Government cigarettes do because they're soaked in gasoline. These ones are not.
Dead at the scene after being pinned by a tractor trailer.
These ones are not.
We need to gather evidence. This is a Ministry of Labor investigation, one that we'll assist in, but it is, they're the primary agency for contact on this.
In other words, it's not a criminal matter.
The victim's identity.
If I kill you at work, it's not a criminal matter.
Time at 12:37. Nothing good lasts forever. After
keep going. WSIB, motherfucker.
It feels almost fair
totally
to expect
different
your team
jurisdiction.
to never lose again. But the undermanned and overtired Raptors ran into a tough Nets team in Brooklyn last night.
Lowry inbounds to Van Vliet, ahead to Ibaka, far wing surge, 3-ball, no good. Harris grabs the rebound, and that'll do it. The 15-game winning streak has come to an end. 101-91. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Toronto Raptors. And we said it in a long time, the Raptors lose.
Raptors fans can be proud of a new Canadian sports record and a hold on second place in the Eastern Conference. They try to start a new 15-game win streak Friday against the Phoenix Suns.
Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri says a lawsuit filed against him by a Northern California sheriff's deputy is malicious. Alan Strickland claims in the suit that he offered great mental, physical, and emotional pain after a shoving match with Ujiri after the Raptors won the deciding Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals.
I'm going to sue for $75,000.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Senegal.
This thing will be
literally exactly 100,000 Canadian.
The truth will come out.
Strickland stopped him because the Raptors executive didn't provide the proper on-court credentials.
Great, but that was fine.
This is
you suing him is a bit beyond
this
the
afternoon for the girl who
bro.
died along with her father. Well,
I won't beef with a sheriff or the jurisdiction. I will. I'll get you fucked up, nigga. You don't know who I am. I don't care. I don't fucking give a fuck about the
service will be open to the public held at Benjamin's in the city's West End.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of niggas up here do care.
With all proceeds going towards a cause that the family believes would have been important to her.
A lot of dual nationals up in Toronto, nigga.
Weather together on the ones.
Can't keep this out of the U.S.
680 News Time, 12:39.
Too cold to change your windows? Think again. Hi, I'm Tom Rokiki of Inline Fiberglass.
Twist around.
Does the thought of changing your windows this time of year put the chill into you?
32 roaches is too many for one joint.
Time to do it. By the time you choose from our many options, styles, and colors, spring will be right around the corner. Imagine the weather is warm and you're already enjoying the benefits of your beautiful and energy-efficient windows. For more information, visit us at our Factory Direct showroom or at inlinefiberglass.com.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Empro says the price of gas dropped to 1 cent at midnight to $1.09.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather together next. 680 News Time, 12:40.
It's that time of year, auto show season. That means big events, big announcements, and even bigger deals at Nissan. Right now, get the 2019 Nissan Qashqai or Kicks and get up to 3 payments on us, up to $1,000 value.
Push in infinity, watch that I rip the constantly, mentally, definitely, to the death of me.
It's kind of a big deal to get a deal this big. Offer ends March 2nd. Visit choosenissan.ca or your Nissan dealer.
Because I'm a wild motherfucker.
Does your credit card debt keep you up at night?
Even pack my gap when I go to see my
video. And 6 years ago, I was no different. So I started Nuboro. Our proven step-by-step system helps homeowners eliminate debt and save thousands, like Tina.
Now I sleep at night, my debts are paid off, and I only make 1 monthly payment.
Read hundreds of other 5-star Google reviews and apply today to start saving.
Use your home to get a loan with Nuboro.
Visit newboro.com. License 13115.
Big City News Time, 12:41. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report brought to you by GTA Lexus Dealers Association. So, all right, if you're heading out on the westbound Gardner as you approach the 427.
When should we advertise? Who's our core market? Crack
They're going to force you
we'll advertise from midnight to 6 a.m.
So if you don't want to go north on the 427 and you want to get onto the westbound QEW and continue your journey, you'll need an alternate.
What do they listen to? The news, motherfucker. They like to stay on top of things.
Saying this closure seems to be looking like it's going to be in place for the better part of the morning here for some overnight road work. So one alternate is to head to Sherway and then over to Evans and then to the West Mall, and then you can use the West Mall ramp to gain access to the westbound QEW. Another way, I guess, just find yourself towards Evans Avenue Browns line and then take Evans right over, and then you can get on the West Mall ramp onto the westbound QEW. So that's what's going on there this morning. We also have construction that's blocking the southbound 427 ramp to the QEW. So heads up through there. Just a lot of road work happening through here this morning. On the westbound 401 as you approach Brock Street, all traffic is moving here. All lanes are open, but MTO going to be closing the highway periodically to do some bridge work as you approach Brock Street, the Brock Street overpass in Whitby. But all lanes are open for the time being, so that's some good news there. Lease a 2020 Lexus RX 350 for as low as 1.9% APR with total credits of up to $2,000. Visit your Toronto area Lexus dealer. Your next report is at 12:51, and with the forecast, here's Adam Stiles.
It's going to be above seasonal again today with a high of 1 degree. Some sunshine in the morning, cloud building in as we go through the afternoon hours. Snow is expected overnight. Starts at about midnight, continues through tomorrow morning's commute. About 5 centimeters on average across the GTA. We'll start the day at -2. We're going to see temperatures heading up to 0 by mid-morning and then falling to -5 by the afternoon. Late in the day, a couple of scattered snow showers along the cold front. Today, it's a high temperature of 1 degree in the forecast.
Right now in downtown Toronto, overcast 2 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, similar conditions and 0. You're listening to 680 News. Still to come, a list of our top stories and sports. 680 News Time, 12:43.
You're all bundled up.
Yeah, well, it is minus 17,700.
No way that's right.
Says right here. Get 25% off MSRP for up to...
Oh, fuck. I left it long enough that the notification icon cleared off the screen. I gotta fucking...
Living, never been the percentage of pussy in me. My family is legendary. Residential school survivors, persistence is necessary. Trying to kill us, you couldn't do it. We're invincible, the hereditary. And by the looks of you, you wouldn't do any. I'm not a fan of you, but you'll be looking too friendly. Smack the fool from my whip back and you tried to disrespect me. I will tell you that your rent is past due.
Got it again, Sam.
Disrespectful whenever I left the pencil. I'm hoping the shit offends you. I'm fisting lesbian bitches while spitting on instrumentals. You get the picture, I'm the sickest indigenous spitter ever living. Never been the percentage of pussy in me. My family is legendary. Residential school survivors, persistence is necessary. Trying to kill us, you couldn't do it. We're invincible, the hereditary. And by the looks of you, you wouldn't do any. I'm not a fan of you, but you'll be looking too friendly. Smack the fool from my whip back and you tried to disrespect me. I will tell you that your rent is past due by your refusal. Fuck this fucking new Bentley. We've been hungry on the rest, trying to make our 4 cents, but we short 2 pennies.
Fucking work when I
yeah,
need
my
to.
mood is edgy. I'm hungry. Somebody
My
told me.
scales work. My scales work. That's the only thing I know. People that make the scales shut you out. I'm losing faith in the people that make boats. But the scales.
Disrespectful whenever I left the pencil. I'm hoping the shit offends you. I'm fisting lesbian bitches while spitting on instrumentals.
That is pretty good too.
You get the picture. I'm the sickest indigenous spitter ever living. Never been the percentage of pussy in me. My family is legendary. Residential school survivors, persistence is necessary. Trying to kill us, you couldn't do it. We're invincible, it's hereditary. And by the looks of you, you wouldn't do any. I'm not a fan.
You don't know who we are. Stephen King does.
You tried to disrespect me. I will tell you that your rent is past due by a few centuries. Fuck your statues, fuck your new Bentley. We've been hungry on the rest, trying to make our 4 cents, but we short 2 pennies. Yeah, my mood is edgy, I'm hungry. Somebody told me that my food was ready. Yo, who the fuck do I gotta prove to that I shoot too deadly? Since I'm papoose, I've been cuckoo. Who you wanna push? I move too steady. It's that boom bap flow. Call me Blues Cap Kenny. It's that Tupac and sitting bull in the room full of bitches in the nude sipping Henny. I've been in the woods with my do-rag sweating. I got my moose gat ready. I'm out here hunting in this bitch. I do that heavy, and if you ain't from the res, there ain't nothing you can tell me. I got the screw loose, but you knew that already. Got to get that dough like I used to at daycare. Fuck trying to play fair. I can just construct another way to make my paper. I'm getting great at my craft. I've been amazing at rap since 97 and 87. I got arrived. I told my homie that we would make it before we died, and then I lost him to suicide. It was a shock to my body, but I'm alright. I made him a promise that we would be the greatest that ever did it. So tonight, all you motherfuckers, I gotta die. I'm hoping these above, watching the bodies that I've been piling up. This is survival of the fittest. I'm conditioned for anything. Native overqualified. Try and play me. I'm like Muhammad Ali in his prime. You sleep on me or dream of beating me. You better fucking wake up and apologize. Wanna whip me? You can holler on or off the mic. I'm a product of the Wabanaki tribe. I cannot be copied. I am one of one. I don't think you want a problem with me, son. Get the skinning and the scalping and I'm done. No emotion on my face, not even one. I'm the chief of these lands here. Tell Anna Green Gables she needs a pap smear. Kill the damn deer with my fucking bare hands last year. This is res life living. Get some liquor and get stabbed here.
Sicker than a mix of liquor, coleslaw, and piss.
Let's see if this fucking thing fucks up on us again. Maybe I should just leave it. I can't. Oh, fuck, you know what? What the fuck just happened, man?